President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has described as pleasing the decision by the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, to call off its strike and return to negotiations. However, the president has urged that the negotiations should not disrupt academic work in the universities. The president made these disclosures when he met the new executives of the National Union of Ghana Students, NUGS, at the Jubilee House in Accra on Thursday. UTAG went on strike last month to register their displeasure at government's failure to complete negotiations which started in August 2018 on the conditions of service of its members. Although the government has met some aspects of the demands of the association, UTAG insisted that a 2012 single-spine salary structure package that placed entry-level lecturers on a salary equivalent of $2,084 should be implemented without fail. The National Labour Commission deemed the association's strike action illegal and took legal action to have it end the agitations. Both parties, however, agreed to arbitrate the matter, leading to UTAG calling off its 16-day action.
By congratulating you on your election to the leadership of NUGS. NUGS is a very famous association in Ghana, and it's an honor to be elected as you have been as the latest executives. And I want to congratulate you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes.
But the litany of things you have put before me, I think I was so happy that the University Teachers Association have agreed after some long drawn-out negotiations to suspend the strike that they had and go back to the negotiating table. Well, I'm hoping very much that some strong, binding arrangement will be finally agreed on by the parties. There's a roadmap that has been established, and hopefully both parties will make sure that this roadmap is carefully implemented.
President Akufo-Addo also assured the student body that he will look into other requests made by them and find ways of assisting them.
Take note of the various matters that you have brought to this high cost of hostel accommodation and the difficulties you have in gaining visas, the facelift for the secretariat and permanent accommodation. This is something we'll take on board. We'll see what we can do. We'll definitely see what we can do.
Emmanuel Boakye-Yiadom, the NUGS president, commended the government for intervening in the UTAG standoff and getting the association to return to the negotiation table. He called on stakeholders in the negotiations to be receptive to the process to find an amicable solution to the demands of UTAG so that academic work will not be affected in the universities.
As a union, we commend our minister and then all other government agencies in their ability to get UTAG to return to negotiations, because this was a matter that was really affecting Ghanaian students. But at the end of the day, we would still plead with both parties to take away all forms of entrenched positions such that the negotiation processes will not be prolonged or delayed. At this point, we would call for your intervention and then help see to it that our lecturers return back to their classrooms.
The group chairman of Kencity Media Limited, Honorable Kennedy Ohini Japan, and chief benefactor of the Kennedy Foundation, on Friday donated a sum of 10,000 Ghana cedis for medical care to a needy patient with a facial tumor. The patient, who requires treatment and care at the surgical unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra, needed 5,000 Ghana cedis for preliminary care and other medical costs. So far, 4,000 has been spent by the patient for tests. Honorable Kennedy Japan, who also serves as the Member of Parliament for the Ascent Central constituency in the Central region, was touched by the plight of the patient, who was featured on the DeGraff Johnson Show, a social welfare program broadcast on NET2 TV. The executive producer and host of the show, Reverend DeGraff Johnson, who highlighted the plight of the patient, received the donation on behalf of the patient. The director of television at NET2 TV, Kenneth Ejapon Jr., who presented a sum of 10,000 Ghana cedis to the recipient, gave a brief background of the donation to the patient and recalled the circumstances that led to Honorable Kennedy Japon's philanthropy.
2 weeks ago, Honorable Kennedy Japan came to the office here, and he was watching NET2 TV, and we had a program with the DeGraff Johnson Show, and it was a lady that had some eye problem. I think it's like an eye tumor. So then he called and said, "Oh, how much does the person need?" So then I called Mr. DeGraff Johnson, and he told us, she needs 5,000 Ghana cedis for the eye surgery. So when I reported back to Honorable, and he said, "You know what, give her 10,000 Ghana cedis just in case of after the surgery any additional things that needs to be done." So this morning here, we're actually going to give Mr. DeGraff Johnson, his foundation, on the behalf of Kencity Media, Honorable Kennedy Japan, and the Kennedy Foundation, 10,000 Ghana cedis so we can help the lady with the eye surgery and any further medical expenses that will come after. On the behalf of Honorable Kennedy Japan, Kencity Media, and Kennedy Foundation, here's 10,000 Ghana cedis for your foundation to help the lady with her eye surgery.
For his part, Reverend DeGraff Johnson expressed his gratitude to the group chairman of Kencity Media for his show of sympathy and support.
When we started with this issue, we knew we were just going to do a simple test for the woman at Kolebu, not knowing we were supposed to spend almost like 4,000 cedis just for the test. So we envisaged that when it gets to the operation, it's going to be much higher. But we are grateful that at least Honorable has come our way to support what we are going to do. 10,000 will go a long way to reduce a lot of our debts at Kolebu. So we are grateful, Honorable. God bless you. We are very grateful.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Thursday had a rare opportunity to meet the last two survivors of the Tulsa race massacre, Viola Fletcher and her younger brother, Hughes Van Ellis, on Thursday paid a courtesy call on him at the Jubilee House in Accra. The two are in the country as part of activities to mark the centenary celebration of the 1921 mob attack on black people in the Greenwood District, Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the United States, which left many blacks dead, with others losing their businesses. The Tulsa Race Massacre took place on May 31st and June 1st, 1921, when mobs of white residents, some of them given weapons by city officials, attacked black residents and destroyed homes and businesses of the Greenwood District. Known as the Tulsa Race Riot or the Black Wall Street Massacre, the event is considered one of the single worst incidents of racial violence in American history. The attacks burned and destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the neighborhood, at the time one of the wealthiest black communities in the United States, known as Black Wall Street. The centenary of this unfortunate event coincidentally feeds into Ghana's Beyond the Return initiative, an offshoot of the Year of Return celebrations held in 2019 in memory of the arrival of slaves from West Africa to the Commonwealth of Virginia over 400 years ago. It had been the wish of the duo to visit Africa before they passed and made Ghana the place of choice to fulfill this wish. In their brief remarks, Madam Violet Fletcher and her brother, Hughes Van Ellis, expressed their delight at the opportunity to meet the president during such an auspicious moment in the history of the massacre.
Thank him very much for inviting us. We've enjoyed the stay, and I'm sure other family members of ours will come again when we're invited. So thanks. We appreciate everything, all the climate, the weather, food, and families and friends, and hope that we could visit again. So thanks very much.
Mr. President, we are one.
We are one. We are one.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. I've been longing to come here. Always wanted to come to Africa. I'm here just to say, Madasi.
President Akufo-Addo, for his part, reiterated the sentiment of being one family in his response and said that was because it was the idea of being one that had influenced some of his government policies, especially the year of return.
We want to make it clear that this country is your country, and any one of you who wants to come to re-establish connection with us here, you're welcome. We are all part and parcel of this great African family. And the sooner all of us recognize it and work towards the strength of this family, the better for each one of us.
President Akufo-Addo described the 1921 massacre as one of the many infamous incidents in the history of America where black people were brutalized and victimized by the forces of hate and oppression. President Akufo-Addo hinted at the process of preparing a Homeland Act, a legislation that will facilitate the acquisition of Ghanaian nationality by indigents in the African diaspora across the world.
We are in the process of preparing what we call the Homeland Act, which is legislation that will facilitate the acquisition of Ghanaian nationality by our brothers and sisters in the African diaspora in the United States and across the world.
The Deputy Director at the Office of the Diaspora Affairs at the Presidency, Nadia Dongo Musa, said the significance of this historic visit is one which Ghana will sing about for years to come. Viola Fletcher and her brother Hughes Van Ellis depart Ghana for the United States on Saturday, August 21st.